Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origin 62. The word origin today is jockey, and we will cover some other idioms that's also related to the word jockey or has the word jockey in them. All right, so let's look at the note here. The word jockey comes from the Scottish name Jock. All right. Yes, of course, which was equal to John. Jockey is actually a diminutive for jock. Yeah, so remember when we say like a diminutive, it's often the shorter name or name that somebody might use for them when they are a small kid. Like, for example, if somebody was named Thomas or Tom, they might call them Tommy. Or if somebody was called Bob, they might call them Bobby. This is what we mean by a diminutive. It's usually used with, children or two children. When they grow older, they may choose to use, the other name like Bob or Tom, the more formal name, or Thomas. All right, anyway, let's continue here. All right, and jock was also used to mean boy or fellow. That's also important coming up. So sometimes, especially in England and stuff, there's a lot of people named John, so it just became kind of a name for boy or young man or something, a fellow, dating all the way back to the 1500s. In the 16th and 17th centuries, the word jockey started to be used with horse dealers, the people that sold horses or had a business with horses, and horse riders, so the riders of the horses. Our present day meaning applies to a man who rides horses only in races. So that's the meaning today. Okay, let's continue. The use of the word jockey has also led to the origins of several other phrases such as jockey shorts, bench jockey, desk jockey, and jockey for position. All right, so let's look at some here. Jockey shorts just really refers to men's or boys' tight-fitting underwear. You sometimes used to wonder why they call it jockey shorts. Does it look like the shorts jockey wear? Why are we calling it jockey shorts? Probably just because, jockey traditionally also really referred to boy or fellow. So it's just a man's shorts or a boy's shorts, their underwear. Okay. Yeah, so if you wanted an example, you could say he bought 3 pairs of jockey shorts today. All right, let's look at the next one. A bench jockey refers to a baseball coach or player who will heckle or criticize either the umpire or opposing players. Yes, they'll probably yell things, you're terrible, you're no good, you're nervous, or whatever it is. Try to intimidate them or get them, to lose their concentration on the game, so they'll make mistakes and your team could get an advantage. Okay. The idea alludes to riding someone. So this is a second meaning of the word to ride, or if you ride someone, means to criticize or harass them. So that's how they get the idea of bench jockey. So, bench jockey, they'd probably be a backup player or a bench warmer. This is the one that usually has more time to be yelling at stuff like this. So that's why it came to be bench jockey. So again, if you want an example, you could say, that backup player, is often a bench jockey. He yells out or criticizes, umpires' calls or, the other players or something like that. All right, let's continue. Desk jockey, refers to someone who spends the majority of their time seated at a desk, like a jockey must sit on his horse. So you're forced to stay there, you're forced to stay sitting down. So that's where that came from. So they call it a desk jockey. Again, if you want an example, we could say, being a desk jockey, somebody who works in the office all the time, is a sedentary type of a job. So because you're forced to sit all the time, that's a sedentary type of a job. So you're probably not getting enough exercise. All right, and let's continue here with the last one. To jockey for position means to try to compete with others like a jockey competes for position. So especially as the race gets going and one horse is trying to get ahead of another horse, they're trying to get the better position. Obviously, the inside is the best position because then you can, it's the shortest way around the track, and if there's a horse that has to catch up, he's got to get ahead and try to get into that position. So, yeah, like for this, we could use, presently in the U.S., there's a lot of candidates running for the Democrat Party and their debates. You could say they're trying to jockey for a position to be noticed, so they're all trying to say things. Sometimes they criticize the others, in order to try to make themselves look better. And then there's also jockey for position, just like a real jockey may try to jockey for position to get a better position in order to hopefully win the race. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. I hope it was very informative. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.